This is News 14 Carolina Meteorologist Matthew East, and thanks for clicking onto this latest edition of the Carolina weather video here for this 10th day of March. And boy, what a warm day yesterday. Record warmth across much of the state. A lot of low to even mid-80s for high temperatures. You walked outside yesterday, it felt more like late spring or early summer even than as opposed to late winter. Certainly a very, very warm day yesterday. Here's what's going on this morning. This is the surface map and the radar satellite overlaid with that. And what we're looking at here is basically a developing area of low pressure back in the plains. And you have somewhat of a frontal boundary extending something like that. I didn't draw that the best. Something like that right there. And the result of that is some pretty heavy rain moving through portions of Missouri, Illinois, Indiana, southern Michigan, and southern Wisconsin, and flooding a problem there. And that's where you have flash flood watches and warnings out. And what will happen is a very significant winter storm will take shape over the northern plains in the western Great Lakes region. In fact, yeah, that's a blizzard warning in effect for parts of North Dakota and western Minnesota. That'll take shape later today. Quite a temperature contrast across the lower 48. Still very, very mild here across the southeastern part of the country. And it's interesting to look at the state of Kansas. In the southeastern part of the state, you have temperatures around 70. In the northwest part of the state, temperatures in the teens. A very sharp cold front right through that region, and yeah, that's sub-zero and even some teens below zero in the northern part of the plains and the northern Rockies there. And that cold area is going to be dropping southward with time. For us today, we've had a little bit of a backdoor cold front move through, so we'll see some high clouds at times today, and not as warm today as yesterday. Still above average, highs mid-60s to around 70, but not the record warmth of yesterday. Tomorrow, right ahead of that advancing cold front, that front just off to our west at 2 p.m. tomorrow, we're going to see pretty good warmth surging up ahead of that front, so I think upper 70s to maybe even some spots hitting lower 80s again tomorrow afternoon. Then that front presses through, probably without any precip here in the Piedmont. And here's how we shape up at 2 o'clock in the afternoon Thursday. And that big Arctic high pressure centered over the Midwest, and that colder air draining into our area. Thursday, we're probably looking at high temperatures in the low to mid-50s in many spots, a good amount of cloud cover, and then a chilly, rainy stretch of weather settles in. This is 2 p.m. Friday. Cold air damming scenario clearly evident on the modeling here, and that's at the surface. And up above that, you have this moist southwesterly flow bringing in lots of clouds and occasionally some rain. And that's what it looks like we'll see. Friday highs low to mid-40s with some light rain at times. Saturday, I've kept the light rain going in the forecast with highs Saturday probably upper 40s to best low 50s. And then on Sunday, that's probably the day that sees the heaviest rain as our next storm system lifts off to our northwest. Still cold air damming in place. So we're talking 40s for highs Sunday with a pretty good shot of some rain at times as our Sunday unfolds. Now that all clears out by Monday, so it looks like probably a dry day Monday and a little bit milder as that wedge erodes away. And then on Tuesday, the GFS really begins to amplify things with a nice trough here in the eastern part of the United States. The European not completely on board with that, but the GFS may actually be right this time around. I'm not quite sure yet, but it looks like we may see some more colder air next week. But don't hold me to that just yet. I'm still working on the forecast for next week. All right, that's it for this latest edition of the Carolina Weather Video. Thank you very much for watching, and thanks very much for stopping by the blog. Everyone have a wonderful Tuesday, and God bless.